Hey guys, it's Shanti from Life Made Full, and today I am so excited to share with you this new awesome meal plan called realplans.com. So, the reason I'm so excited about it is there are some really cool features that will hopefully take you from feeling completely overwhelmed with meal planning, which is kind of how I felt because I have tried a lot of different meal plans. And I usually do great with them for a few weeks and then end up totally falling off the wagon because it just gets so overwhelming and it almost takes me more time to plan my meals than it would to just, fly by the seat of my pants and come up with something at 4 o'clock. So I am hoping that you love this as much as I do, and I think you're going to because this is so amazing. So, Emily from Holistic Squid, she and her husband Anthony came up with this great idea, and Anthony is seriously a whiz at coming up with this amazing software. And the really cool thing is that they just rolled out this new option, as you can see down here at the bottom, to chat with a meal planning expert. And so, pretty much 24 hours a day, you can click on that and chat with someone who can help you as you're making your meal plans, or if you have questions about a specific diet or anything related to meal planning, they can help you. And I just think that is such a personal, wonderful touch, and I just think it's a great addition to this whole program. So let me get started and show you some of the cool things. So right now I'm just in my settings, and once you sign up, they will send you an email with how to log in, and you'll go into your settings and you just put your default number of servings. So obviously I have 7 because we have 7 people in our house, and where you get most of your ingredients, whether it's at just your local grocery store, a Whole Foods or Costco, and then whether you want to be on their email list. So I'm going to actually change this to yes because I want to receive their weekly emails. And then whether you want them to show you what to serve items with, so they'll give you suggestions of what you can serve item with, and a bunch of other stuff down here. So this is another great thing. I know I have readers who are not in the United States who use metric measurements, and so as you can see, there is an option here to use metric measurements. So I love that because I get people asking me all the time, like, how many kilograms is that? And I'm like, I have no idea. So this is a great way to use that. Okay, so I'm in the US, so I'm keeping it there. And then you set your time zone so they can kind of tell you like when you need to go shopping and all of that. So once you kind of get your options set, you go to your diet. This is what is so cool and unique about this program. So you click on what your type of diet is. So whether you're strict paleo with no dairy, or if you're primal or AIP or vegetarian, or maybe you just eat traditional with no food sensitivities or elimination at all. So for us, we do eat some dairy, so I'm going to leave dairy in there. And then you can go down to included food groups, and this is really awesome. So you can personalize it even more. So let's say, for instance, that you just are not a big fan of pork. So I'm going to take pork, and I'm going to just click this little arrow, and it's going to move it over to the excluded foods. And as you'll see, now pork is in excluded foods, and I won't get any recipes that come up that include any of those items. So here are some items that are on my list of excluded foods, and as you can see, I've added mushrooms on there as well. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold, so I might cough occasionally. And then if you think of a food that you in particular don't want to avoid, let's say tomatoes are not your favorite, and so you would type in tomato, find variants, and then they have all these types of tomatoes that you can actually just get rid of. So anything that you wouldn't want, you would just click and then click that little thing, and it would move it over to excluded ingredients. So right now I don't really have any excluded ingredients. And then once you are all done, you're just going to click update, and it will update your settings. And it takes just a second, especially because our internet is slow because we live out in the boondocks. So as soon as that is done loading, okay, now that it's updated, we can go to your schedule. So for me, I pretty much just need dinners with an occasional lunch and breakfast. So you can decide what day you want your meal plan to start on. I'm going to say Sunday just because I want to. And then you can decide what you want your template to be. So if you're single, if you're a couple or a family, or if you just want dinners only. So I'm going to say family. And then if it's green, that means they're going to go ahead and provide you with a meal for that. If it's red, that means they won't provide you with a meal. So you can toggle that on and off depending on what you want. So I'm going to leave Sunday breakfast and lunch off because we go to church on Sunday and we always go out to lunch afterwards. But I'm going to put dinner on there. And as you can see, it comes up with this option. And you can say if it's your big cook day, like you're going to do a bunch of make-ahead food, or maybe it's something that you want to have already made ahead so that you have it ready to go. I'm going to put wild card, which is kind of like just surprise me. And then I'm going to take off all of the breakfasts except for Saturday, because Saturday I like to do something like fun, full breakfast, like pancakes and eggs and bacon and all of that. Lunches, my kids are at school during the week, and oops, no, I want those off. So my kids are at school during the week, and I usually just eat leftovers from the night before, but I do need lunch on Saturday, and I'm probably just going to want something, you know what I'm going to say is big cook day, because usually we tend to be home on Saturday afternoons, and that's the day that I have the most time to go ahead and prep some stuff for later on during the week. And then for Saturday night, I'm going to say I probably just want a wild card. And then for Monday, I'm going to say quickie. I'm going to do a couple quickies in here because I know me and I know that I like things that are quick. Okay, and then for Friday night is fun. So that means, you know, pizza night or breakfast for dinner or whatever. And so that little button is kind of hidden underneath that chat box. So I'm going to click that. I'm confirming all of that. And then once that is all done, we're going to take a look at what that meal planner looks like. So now that I've set that all up, this is really easy, right? Okay, so here is my meal plan for the week. And so because today's Wednesday, they don't have anything on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday because I'm starting on a Wednesday. But like if I were to go to next week, it would have all of those days filled in. And because I don't do breakfast and lunch except for on Saturday, it doesn't have any of those. So let's say there's an item that I'm really not that excited about. So what I can do is go up here to this little circle, click on that, and you'll see all those little things pop up. So you click on the little corner. And I'm not a huge fan of coconut flour, so I'm going to say I probably don't want that, but I'm also not a huge fan of this. So you get to play what's called recipe roulette. And so you get to decide, is that what I want? And I'm going to say, no, I don't want that. Spinach and goat cheese quiche. No, I don't think so. Ooh, but that cauliflower cheese pie, that looks yummy. So I'm going to click replace, and I'm going to replace that meal with that. And as you'll see, now it's changed and it shows that. And I can do the same thing for any of these other meals. Also, let's say that you want to make these lettuce wraps. And so you click on it. You can just double click, modify. So if you wanted to take any of these meals out and say you just don't want those chicken lettuce wraps, you could click an X and you can get rid of that at any time. Okay, also, if I were to click on these chicken taco lettuce cups and I decide, you know what, I really don't want chicken, I'd rather use ground beef, you can click on Actions, Modify, and then you can change this recipe so that instead of chicken, you use ground beef. And then you would just click Save, and it will adjust your recipe accordingly. So instead of saying up here to have 3.5 cups of chicken, it's going to say 3.5 cups of ground beef. So I'm going to confirm that and save it. Okay, close that. Okay, and then this next part is what is really cool. So now all my menu is ready to go. I'm going to click on Timeline, and this is what I love. So you can print this out and hang it on your fridge, and they are actually also in the process of making something that will give you an alert on your phone. So this will tell you what you need to do, which I think is like the missing key element in a lot of meal planners. So this tells you exactly what to do morning, afternoon, evening. So for instance, like on Sunday morning, it says defrost your salmon if it's frozen. So go ahead and take your salmon out of the freezer. That night, drain and store your chicken stock. Like it tells you everything that you need to do, and it's all broken down by day. So it's so helpful, and I think this is a big reason why so many people fail with meal planning, because they just get overwhelmed and they forget to pull stuff out of the freezer, and then they just fall back into their old ways. And then the other huge thing that I love about meal plans is that they have this great grocery list that's arranged according to the area of the store. And what you can do is, like, say you already have something in your pantry, and so you don't need all of this stuff. So, for instance, I have a lot of these spices. So, like cayenne pepper, chili powder, cinnamon, salt, thyme, black pepper. I can click off all of the things that I already have, and then it will just remove it from my shopping list. And then you can pull up your shopping list on the app on your phone and just check things off as you get going. So the great thing about these meal plans is they start at just $6 a month, and you can, oh, I'm sorry, there's one other thing I want to show you. So if you go to Recipe Box, say you think, you know what, there's some recipes that I just love online that I want to incorporate into my meal plan. Well, and I'm sure, like, my site is probably one of them that you say, I want to pull something off of Shanti's site. So all you have to do is you will go to whatever site it is. And so just for an example, I'm going to use my slow cooker stuffed peppers. And so you highlight the URL, come over here and click on import recipe. And then all you're going to do is paste that URL, click import, and then that recipe is now going to be in your recipe box. You can click your image that you want to include, and then you can crop it so that it looks nice and pretty. Done cropping. And then all of your ingredients and directions are right there. And then you just click save and confirm. And now that recipe is going to be in my recipe box. And so I'm going to go ahead and rate that 5 stars and close it. And then in the future, when I come to check out my recipes, everything that I have rated 5 stars is going to be up here at the top. So let me go back to my meal planner. And like I was saying, so they start at $6 a month, and you can try it for the 30 days. And if at the end of the 30 days you feel like it was not worth your $6, you hated it, you weren't able to use it, you can get your $6 back. And I just think it's such an incredible app. It's a great program, and it works. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that it's a great long-term plan that you can actually use that will work. And it's so customizable. So maybe one month you're not eating any dairy, but next month you are. And so you can just add in what you want and take out what you don't. And so I hope you guys love this as much as I do. And if you have any questions about Real Plans, go ahead and leave me a comment down in the comments, and I will get back to you very quickly. And have fun meal planning.